Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Thamriyell. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV with Elliot Rosepetal, a lovely little monk. Okay, good. I'm still fully getting used to the controller option. Getting back up on the controls, trying to make sure that I'm still sort of getting myself practicing on the controller and just kind of playing on the controller, just kind of getting used to the game, because I do want to eventually just master it. I know so many people so far, Ophea especially, that have really good control of the controller when it comes to this game and do so well. And I know I could just play on keyboard and mouse, but I'm just thinking, you know what? Maybe I should learn something new before the new expansion comes out. But nevertheless, though, we're back in Western Thamriyell. We're going to be continuing the main quest line. For now, let's stop by and talk to Nidrik Ironheart. Apparently, he's going to give us a dungeon here. Or maybe not. The Weaponsmith of Legends. Oh, that's the weapon that we can get, the class weapon. I could try working for that now that I think about it. I feel like I probably could. It might take us a while because it is kind of a grind, apparently, but I do want to see if we can make ourselves a class weapon and hopefully stick with it, so we can go all the way through and put together a real powerful weapon for our character. You know, that'd be something cool to keep up with and everything. How fares your adventuring of late? Your gear holding up against the rigors of the trade? Make no mistake, my friend, the quality of your weapon may well prove the difference between life and death. If you're serious about such a thing, there's someone I can introduce you to. Her name is Rowena, and she's a collector of all manner of rare artifacts. She just might have something in her stock to suit your martial prowess. Rowena used to do business in Oda, but has since relocated to Revenant's Toll, so as to be nearer to the ancient ruins from which she derives livelihood. Should you ever have a reason to go there, you would do well to pay her call. Alright, we can probably start in a weapon. I'm not really sure which weapon that actually starts us. I believe the most recent one is an animal weapon in Heavensward, but I think there are a couple of steps I have to complete before I can even get an animal weapon. Like, I have to get a level 50 weapon first, and then I have to get another in-between weapon. I'm not really sure when it comes to putting together a powerful weapon for a character. I never actually pursued the class weapon for my main character because I just realized that I could just get better weapons if I just grind a little bit, you know, grind some raids here and there, grind resources, and then come out and just, I don't know, just end up with a real powerful weapon. What have we got here? Anything that I'm missing by any chance? A bunch of regular quests that I don't really feel like doing, but the Walking Suns are back, the Scions are back, and everything should be peachy for the time being. How's Alpha doing? The nerve of some petitioners, engaging us as if we're a band of common mercenaries. I should be glad to refuse them all without a second thought. Alright, well, good for you, buddy. We need to go over here, entrance to the Solar, and actually continue our main quest line with Menphilia. We have a lot of work ahead of us before we can get to the Heavensward expansion. And yeah, we're gonna have to go through a lot of story patches, which I believe Square is working on making so that not everybody has to do the in-between patches for the expansion. So like whenever Stormblood comes out, I don't have to do all the story quests for Heavensward, like in between patch 3.0, 4.0, like all the 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, the entire story content that unlocks a bunch of dungeons and stuff. I don't have to do it, and I believe there's going to be a way to like surpass it and just move on to the next piece of content, which will be pretty good. But nevertheless, though, let's go ahead and experience together patch 3.1 storyline, the price of principle. And we can get some earrings, which, I mean, these are pretty good things to have. Already got some really good earrings thanks to Ophea, by the way. And he even sent out the glamour resource needed to glamour this entire monk set on me. Thank you again, Ophea. I really appreciate that. I went and messed around with that a little bit. It looks really, really nice in our character. I love it. I chose the neon yellow rather than the classic monk yellow. I don't know. It felt really nice and new on Elliot, and I don't know. It just kind of hit off real well. Nevertheless, let's talk to Menphilia about the price of principles. Elliot, it pleased me to see you well. Do excuse me for interrupting, Elliot. My lady, the gentleman from Asgana Exports had just left. I understand why you didn't want to receive him. You did well, Tataru. Please inform the guards that we will not be receiving any further guests this evening. Thank you, my lady. Hi. That was pretty cute. Ever since we defeated Gaius von Balsar and destroyed his ultimate weapon, the eyes of the world has followed us every move, scarce remembering to blink. When once we worked in secret, with precious few friends and all too many enemies, we're now besieged by benefactors, each one more eager than the last one to offer us competitive support. A true embarrassment of riches. Of course, every promise of patronage comes with a price. Some make the intentions known from the start, while others endeavor to engage us more subtly. Dress it how they will, the message is ever the same. We shall help you, but only if you help us. The gentleman Tataru spoke of was more brazen than most. In exchange for certain supplies, he would have us resolve a business dispute. Naturally, I refused him, as I have ever, as I have every other merchant of his ilk. Alas, the syndicate's overtures are not so easily rejected. When we formed the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, it was the goal of serving Eorzea, not the interests of individual Eorzeans. Our neutrality is fundamental to our cause. In my heart, I know this to be true, and yet, if accepting these offers of patronage could empower us to do greater good, might they not warrant greater consideration? Our Baldessian colleagues have been generous beyond measure, but we cannot expect them to. Forgive me, I did not mean to burden you so. Just to catch up a little bit more if you're not fully understanding her dialect. Ever since the Scions defeated the ultimate weapon, they became really popular and not just being, just a side group, just kind of on the side of Walking Sands. And everybody wants now them as a benefactor, but they want them to just do, merchants would be like, hey, I'll support you and fund you and sponsor you if you do stuff for me, and not the other merchants or the other interest groups. That's pretty much what's going on here. Yet, my urge to share the dilemma may be wholly misguided. Might I impose upon you to consult the others? They like to have their own opinions on this matter. Sure, we can talk to them about it. So we gotta find them. And there's also another quest I could pick up, a recurring problem. I'll talk about the recurring problem a little bit later and see if I can do that quest a little later. I believe that is the one that unlocks us the coils of Bahamut. I want to do them eventually and, actually try them out, because I never got to experience it. I kind of came into the game right as Heaven's Ward was pretty much coming around, so by the time I hit level 50 at the time, Heaven's Ward kind of just came out, and that's what it was. Hi, Arms Mentor. Oh, they can repair gear for me. Good. Let me go ahead and repair that. And Science Supplier. What do you have for me, Science Supplier? Potion, High Potion, Ether, High Ether, Grade 1 Dark Matter, Grade 2 Dark Matter, Grade 3 Dark Matter, Grade 4, Grade 5, Grade 6. The Walking Sands Orchestron Roll. Alright, I might want to buy this later for my main character. But these dark matter stuff is going to be really good to know that they are here. Means I'll be able to possibly use this to repair some of my gear. I actually started working on some of the crafting professions of my main character, and boy, that's a lot to work on, to be honest. That's a lot to work on. You might want to get something for Elliot to work on. Maybe I'll have my main character be the supplier of gear for her. I don't know, just to practice. But I know where to get the dark matter now. That's gonna be really good for me. That's good to know, because I needed to figure out how to start repairing my own gear. So yeah, might have to come back and do that real quick. Let's talk to everybody about the current predicament. Uringer or Uringer? I never figure out how to pronounce his name. Pretty sure it's Uringer. I don't know what it's. I'm gonna mispronounce his name all the time. 'Tis a lot of the powerful to act the covetous as well as the needy. Thus doth produce dictate that who's with Jesus Christ, Uringer. Simple words, please. Thus doth produce dictate that those with power proffer aid with the one hand, while the other resteth ever on their hilt. Why? Please, simple words. Alas, we have not the luxury of time to decipher our petitioner's machinations. Nay, not while the beast tribes do labor unseen, defiance and defeat, to raise up the fallen primals once more. Doubt not that they shall return. strong and bold are both. Know that we shall be the ones to meet them. The sacred charge shall ever be ours. It is but a pity we are so few, and our fortune so infinite. Alright, well, see, that last part was a little bit easier to understand. Ida. Hi, Ida. I've been receiving a lot of gifts lately, but Papalymo keeps making me send them back. It wouldn't be so bad, but some of them are really nice. I mean, very nice. Abandoning your principles nice, you know? I mean, wow, she actually got a fanbase. Good for her. Dr. Papalymo here. None can deny that we would benefit from more support, but if it comes at a cost to our principles? Neutrality was ever a delicate matter. I've lost count of the times I've had to explain to the people that our allegiance need not necessarily lie in the same place as our headquarters, mind you. If we are to sell our services for Gil, we might as well declare our fealty to Ul'dah now, and have done it with. I'm sure Ida would enjoy the bribes. I mean, I'm pretty sure all of us would enjoy, you know, a nice cut like that. But, I mean, if we were all about the, you know, the profit rather than principles, then I guess it would be like a private mercenary group, sort of. So to think, right? Fortune begets power, and power of fortune. That we, and especially you, have power is beyond doubt. The question is what to do with it. You may be interested to know that there's a growing belief among the refugees that Ala Mhigo could be liberated, if only the Scions would commit to the strength of the cause. Yet theirs is but one of the many causes. We stand at a crossroad, Elliot. Each path is paved with good intentions, but where the lead is far from clear. Well, funny that Thancred says that, because I heard that the next expansion for Heaven's Word is where we go, and possibly help out with Ala Mhigo. I don't think that's much of a spoiler, is it? No, it's not really a spoiler, it's more like a hype announcement, I guess. Sorry, I'm gonna end up hyping the game up every now and then. Suck to Y'shtola here. Recall our meeting with Admiral, shortly after the Laminsons sent word of the summoning of Titan. They may happy also recall my words to our host. I said unto Merweb that our people are broken their treaty with the kobolds, and that the beastmen had just responded, that we had been called to intervene in a conflict which she herself has invited. I spoke in short the truth. And wherefore did I speak it? Because, owing no allegiance to Limsa, I had no compulsion to allow the Laminsons to distort the facts to fit a narrative which justified their actions and absolute them of guilt. Upon this subject, Minfilia can expect a similar reply. Our many dalliances of the city-states have already been weakened our claim to neutrality, but the path she contemplates would see us relinquish it entirely. So we're trying to stay neutral as best we can, and need to start taking actions towards making ourselves established as a more neutral area. But it's also going to be a little bit difficult from the Walking Sands, because Walking Sands is also a territory of the Ul'dah. So the Sultana and the Sultan Worth are trying to, not really the Sultana, but the Syndicate of the Ul'dah, the primary government, is trying to really hard press us, like saying, hey, you're on our territory, you probably should be, working with us since, we let you stay here. Talk to Afanand, see what he has to say about it. Just to let you know ahead of time, these quest lines are pretty talky, but there's going to be some combat here and there. The situation is not wholly unexpected. I too have given much thought to our organization's future, though it would seem that I have reached a different conclusion. Mayhappy this time I made my feelings known to the antecedent. Come along, Elliot. Antecedent. Yeah, that's Minfilia's title. Antecedent? Good lord. If I missay anything, please do correct me. I'm no vocabulary scholar of the Eorzea. Afanand, Elliot, is aught amiss? You desire counsel, and so you shall have it. Minfilia, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn must leave Ul'dah. We must do what? So long as we remain within Ul'dah territory, we'll never be free to act with impunity. Moving our headquarters to Vesper Bay only declared the inevitable. We have demonstrated our capabilities, and the Syndicate have taken note. They will not suffer our organization to remain independent now. We're far too dangerous for that. Surely you realize that there are reasons Vesper Bay still lacks an Aetheryte. They know full well how beneficial one would be for our cause, which is why it and other favors will be denied us unless we cooperate. If Oda is no longer suitable, where would we have to... where would we have us go? My bad. Experience has taught us that appearance of neutrality isn't important as the reality. Accordingly, we must keep each of the great nations at arm's length and plan our banner in a place which all agree to be beyond our borders. Mordona. Wherever installed, to be precise, it lies within neutral territory and offers all the essential facilities we require. By way of an additional benefit, it is also frequented by a variable legion of adventurers who may serve to supplement our ranks. I'm of course conscious of the fact that we have developed a certain bond with Oda and her people over the years, but I truly believe this to be the best course of action. As you yourself observed, we have invaluable ties to the local community, forged through years of concerted effort. Ul'dah's our home, Alphanod. To cast aside everything we have built and stand anew in a desolated wasteland will be beyond reckless. The decision is yours to make, Antecedent? Antecedent? I'm gonna try to pronounce it like that. Ask only that you recall the shared purpose of which first moved us to focus on the signs of the Seventh Dawn, and which moved you to find the path of 12 ere that. We aspire to an ideal, you and I, just as my grandfather did, that makes us more than mere comrades in arms. We are as much as your family as... That'll be all, Alphanod. I'm sure you have some familiar affairs of your own to attend to. Your concern is most generous, but no. I have left them in the hands of men better suited to the task than I. I could not well allow my personal affairs to come before the needs of an order, after all. Little backstory, Alphanod is a grandchild of Louisoix, the person with the staff and everything. That was his staff. If you ever seen the Final Fantasy Around Reborn trailer, there was a particular elf that tried to combat Bahamut in the beginning trailer. That is Louisoix. If you never played patch 1.0, he is mentioned throughout the story. He's just, I don't know, he's just not mentioned as much. I don't know, I'm gonna take the critical hit earring. Yeah, I'll just take that. I don't really need it, because I already have a really nice earring. Thanks again, Ophea. But no, I'm good for now. Anyway, the important part right now going on here within the storyline is, currently where the Sounds are located, they're closer to the Ul'dah than any other city-states, and to fully be neutral, they'll have to move out of here, maybe go to Mordona. Or Revenant's Toll, which is, in particular, I'm going to show this area right now. We've been there before. Is the area with Mordona? There we go, Mordona right there. Is the area with Revenant's Toll, and it would just be kind of planted in the specific zone. Now, the reason why she doesn't want to go just yet, or Midfielder doesn't want to go, is because we have a lot of ties with the local community here, and we have been, you know, kind of working with the Uldans for a little bit, people of Ul'dah around the area of Westport Bay and stuff like that. But other than that, it's probably strategically best we keep at an arm's length from each nation to truly stay neutral. Moving on, let's go and continue on here. Leave Ul'dah. Has it truly come to this? Oh, Elliot, pray turn to Alphanod. He is engaged in some business of other that requires your assistance. Pray be on your way. Alphanod waits upon you, and I have much to think about. Oh, and tell him we shall have my answer in due time. Alright, good thing she's considering it. It's best if we can stay at arm's length from every single nation to truly stay neutral from, you know, everything that's going on around us. Because if we get ourselves involved in favors and prefer one nation over another, we can't really stay neutral, and we're not really doing it for the morals and the moral code of what science intend to do in the first place. We just kind of choosing preferences. We choose maybe to help Ul'dah a little bit more than Cinnamento, Britannia, or any other factions out there, you know, like Alamegans, possibly next expansion. Not even possibly, it's already been confirmed. Just can't wait till they announce more stuff about it. Let's talk at Alphanod and see how we can help him out. Confound it. She knows what must be done and still she hesitates. All because of those fanciful rumors. I should explain. Minfilia's mother, well, adoptive mother, was among the great many who perished during the calamity. Philhemin? Philhemin? I think that's how you pronounce the name. Philhemin was her name. They may know her better as a songstress of Ul'dah. She was a performer of singular talent, much beloved by the people of Eorzea, not to mention a certain Charlene Mistral. Ooh, Charlene Mistral. Ooh, okay then. As you may imagine, the news of her passing was greeted with shock and disbelief of her adoring followers, many of whom refused to acknowledge what has happened. That her body was never found only served to encourage speculations. Minfilia too struggled at first to accept the truth, but as Philemon's absence stretched from months into years, she saw that there could not be any other explanation. Until recently, at any rate. For whatever reason, rumors have once again begun to circulate that Philemon is alive as well. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Philemon? Philemon? I don't know, I'm trying my best. That's the only way it can actually flow properly, honestly. Alas, they've served to rekindle an irrational hope in Minfilia which now clouds of judgment. This talk of Ul'dah as our home, and of the insurmountable difficulties in moving to Mordona, it is no more than an expression of her unwillingness to let go. Nonsense, in a word. But unless the tales of Philemon's miraculous preservations have been categorically disproved, I feel she'll remain lost to reason. Is it Philemon? Yeah, it looks like Philemon. Philemon? I guess the H is silent, I'm guessing? That's the only way it can make sense in my head, honestly. Otherwise, I don't know how I would pronounce it. That being the case, I propose we set about disproving them post-haste. Let's see how these fanciful claims stand up to investigation. One of the most recent of the latest crop of rumors comes to us by the Father Elliot. Question him for me. I shall look into another alleged sighting and follow on. Okay, so apparently Minfilia's mother, adoptive mother, has been spotted, or I guess being talked about, possibly being around the area. And that is one of the reasons that maybe Minfilia could be less reluctant to leave. So we're gonna have to try to figure that whole thing out and see how that's all about. We're gonna go ahead and get right on that and check out Eastern Thamriyell from Father Elliot first. See what he can say about it and see what the locals can say about it. The storyline, this entire storyline between 2.0 and 3.0 actually is really good. I highly enjoyed it. It's just, it's a lot to go through, and also it requires you to go through some of the pieces of content for the game before you can even start doing anything Hemsworth related. So you have to do a bunch of instances, and those take some time to queue into because not a lot of people are doing it typically. I mean, they're still there, people still do it, just not as many people do it. Nevertheless, let's go ahead and head over to talk to Father Elliot here. Speak of Father Elliot at the Church of Saint Adama Landama. I wish this church was referenced a little bit more. I mean, it is, you know, a church, and it's like one of the few rare churches that I've seen so far in Final Fantasy XIV. Let's go through here. I don't believe even... No, Ishgard does have a church. Ishgard has a really huge cathedral. Oh my god. Ishgard, just in general, looks beautiful. Let's talk to Elliot here. Good evening to you, Elliot. Alphinaud told me to expect you. Now, you're doubtless eager to ask me certain questions, but before you do, I must stress that I myself did not see Philemon, though I very much wish I had. I merely hearkened unto the tale of a mourner who came to stay with us. He's still here, if you wish to hear for yourself. You'll find him in the Lich Yard, I should think. Lich Yard? I think I said it properly. Speak with a visiting mourner. Alright, that might have something for us. Alley-oop. That was a good jump, actually. I kind of like that. Alley-oop. Alley-oop. I don't know why. Just like the jump animation goes so well with, I guess like a monk jump and jumping over the spikes and everything. I don't know. Talk to the Lich Yard visitor. Ah, I saw Philemon. Just as clearly as I see you now. And yes, I'm sure it was her before you asked. I could never forget a woman like that. It was a night of 7 summers ago. I first set eyes on her, and I still remember it as if it were yesterday. Ooh, did he fall in love with her? I'm happy to report that years have not only made her more beautiful. Maybe he did. What did I... Oh, Costa del Sol. She was given lessons to Gegaruju's women, and and her voice. Gods, her voice. That soft kindling of bells resonated in my soul. I dare not say how her songs touch me. Wow, okay then. Must be a true fan. Alley. Let's go talk to Father Elliot about this. We might have to go over to Costa del Sol to look for her. And look for the clues. Hey, Elliot. Do I believe the man's tale? Well, I believe that he believes it. Though I do wonder. I doubt I would recognize someone I barely knew whom I hadn't seen in 7 years. But if there's even the slightest possibility that Philemon yet lives, do we not owe it to Minfilia to pursue it? I mean, I guess we do. Now make sure. I mean, if there's a possibility that her mom is alive, we should probably, help her out with that. Talk to Father Elliot about this again. Flowers for 1, and I also get a cooking sherry. It's an ingredient of finely minced wine fortified with grape spirit to increase alcohol content and improve its aroma. Okay then, so it's a crafting material. If this woman resembles Philemon, was employed at Costa del Sol, then that is where you should go. I will inform Alphanot of these latest developments. You need only concern yourself with the search. Master Gegaruju should remember you from your past engagements, so I suggest you waste no time and approach him directly. Oh yeah, that's the owner of the Costa del Sol, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he is. Yeah, Gegaruju is the guy that actually owns the entire Costa del Sol. He has his own little private collection of dancers and assistants and stuff. Travelers, teleports, Costa del Sol, there we go. Gonna go ahead and teleport there and continue following rumors of Philemon around the area. We'll see how it goes, we'll see. We'll check it out. And there's the music again. I love it. So we got a quest line. Okay, that's for leave. Not gonna worry about that. Let's go mount up. This is my favorite area ever. Seriously, Costa del Sol. I love coming here. What does it say? Something. I know that the word in red is like the. Oh god, I need to look this up again. Maybe I should ask the owner here, Driswites. Sometimes I question if opening the Flint Shark was the right decision. Wait, Flint Shark, really? Oh god, hold on one second, that's distorting me. The Flint Shark. I mean, I sort of see the resemblance. Flint. The L, I don't really understand. Flint Shark. I guess. I don't know. The language of Eorzea and language of Final Fantasy XIV is so crafty. It resembles a combination of what feels like a lot of different languages together, at least written ones, but still sort of follows the English. I don't know. It's kind of difficult to put it together and figure out what it is. And there's Gegaruju. Sorry, we're blocking the beautiful view of the ocean and everything. Oh, sweet siren of the sands, my Miqo'te muse, why have you forsaken me? Titan's Bane, Elliot, what brings me to my humble resort? Philemon, you mean to tell me the goddess made flesh who dwelled among us until so very recently was the songstress of Ul'dah? A Gadget's woman! If I had known that, I would have chained her to the bedpost and never let her leave. Damn. An exaggeration for dramatic effect. As to the current whereabouts, I recall she mentioned Wineport. But there's no need to pursue her, my friend. When she tires of her rough way of living, she'll make straight for Costa del Sol and fling herself into my waiting arms, flushed and breathless. Wow. He's really confident in himself, good for him, Let's head over to Wineport and see if she's there. I believe we have to pursue in several locations before we can find her, or we'll find her in Wineport. It's been a really long time since I've done this storyline, but Philemon was a pretty cool character to get to know and everything, and there was also possibly a really adorable reunion between her and her mother. Bergeland? He seems to be having an argument. Well, if it isn't Elliot, the Saber of Wineport, to what have you owe the pleasure? Yes, we did receive a customer matching that description. She was a delight to behold, to give the woman her due, but her perfume was so ghastly I had no choice but to eject her from the premises. Interfering with tasting, you understand? Damn, that's a little rough. Shit. The woman is just walking around, just trying to see what's going on, and he just kicked her out because her perfume was a little too strong. If she's your quarry, why not consult your blind associate? His olfactory perception is without peer. Give that I could smell the woman from a mile away. I dare say you could smell her from 10. Blind associate. We have a blind associate here? Who is our blind associate again?